my backyard garden. It's April 28th and I want to show you what's going on. All kinds of stuff is happening right now. We'll start with my peas, lettuce, and radishes. So the peas I planted directly in the bed 2 weeks ago or so, and over the course of May, June, and July they'll grow up that netting and get about 7 or 8 feet tall, and I'll have plenty of peas to eat throughout the season. So I seeded the lettuce and the radishes directly into the bed, and I planted everything 2 inches apart. So I had to go through there and thin the lettuce and the radishes. And I want to show you something. So something about the lettuce is I used a pair of scissors and I cut the extra lettuce out of there so I'd only have one per hole, and wouldn't you know it, that lettuce grew back. So I had to go back and hand pull all that extra lettuce out so that I'd only have one plant per hole. Now I did the same thing with the radishes, but I'll show you something here. Turns out radishes grow back too. I got this little one right here, so I'm gonna have to pull all these extra radishes out like that one, just so I don't have two per hole. Look, got a little red there. So not only do we want to talk about our successes, but we need to talk about the things that don't go well. So I planted green beans in here, and you can see they didn't do very well. I had 4 rows, and I've probably got 1 complete row have germinated and come up. So I'm going to give it another week, and if I don't get more than this, I'm going to pull them out and start over with something new. But these were seeds I got for last season, so for 2017, and I froze them all winter in the freezer, and apparently they just don't do well for an extra season. Now here I have lettuce and peppers. Lettuce and peppers I both transplanted. I started them about a month ago, and the lettuce is doing really well, and the peppers are over here in the center and the right hand side. Now the peppers aren't that large, and I didn't start them back in February or anything inside because I don't have grow lights. So I planted them in the cells, put them out in my cold frame, and just let them go. Now I didn't transplant them into a larger, like a styrofoam cup or anything with more potting soil or anything, so they stayed small because my seed starting mix isn't very nutritious for the plants. But I don't really care because I get them out early, and by the time everything warms up in June, July, they'll start growing really well and I'll have a good harvest. This is one of my 2 10-foot beds. Of course I have radishes, I've got 4 rows of lettuce, and over here along the north edge of the bed I have tomatoes. And you notice the tomatoes aren't very tall either, and that's because I buried them 4 inches into the ground. They were actually 4 or 5 inches tall, but I buried them down to the leaves, and that's because the stem has root buds. So everything that's planted below the surface is going to develop roots, and the more you can of the tomato plant that you can put underground, the better the root system and the more productive your tomato plants will be. And like my other bed, my lettuce here, I planted several seeds per hole, and I'm going to have to go back and pull the extra ones out so I have 1 per hole. I planted these 3 inches apart so that as they grow, instead of cutting and letting them regrow, I will go ahead and harvest every other lettuce plant and take those out so that they don't overcrowd my tomatoes. And here's my garlic. I planted this in December, and by middle of February it was already up, withstanding the snow and the cold, and the end of June or so I will be able to pick this and have garlic for the rest of the year into next season. That's about it for today. I will be keeping row covers on all my beds probably until June, and I'm gonna see if keeping the row covers over there helps everything grow faster. They also will trap some heat, so it'll be a little bit warmer in the beds underneath the row covers. Hope that was helpful. If you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back soon with more stuff. Bye-bye.